Shalom, Israel. Real quick video. Try to make it quick as possible, and hopefully it's edifying. More M.O.T.B talk. Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakah Kadash. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, the great millstone. Much salutations to the brothers. Teach your word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect most high will. To the hopeful extended elect, shalom blessings. If I have to do two parts, I will. For those that say the MOTB is spiritual, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to read it, Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, meaning the beast, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So that means a lot of what these camps are saying, that means your right hand means what you do with your mind or your spirit or whatever. So I would assume that that means like whether you're doing right or wrong, putting forth your belief whether you want to do this or not, which is, implying that well you want to do right or you want to do wrong, because that's what this boils down to. That's why it says evil. There's good and there's evil. Love the good and hate the evil. You know, that's why we have laws, so we could do good. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So anyone that has the mark, they're able to buy and sell. Now the scriptures don't say anything wrong with buying or selling. Now that's one thing. So you say, well, yeah, I have to eat. Now if I buy something from a man off the street without going into the store to buy it, I'm not doing wrong, because the Most High, it would have said in the scriptures, well, when the MOTB come, every day will be like a Sabbath, so you're not able to buy or sell. But also, okay, so a man, if the earth is still going to be functioning, it's still going to be selling and buying or selling, because it wouldn't say that this if it wasn't that fact. So I buy something off the streets without going into the store. Did I sin? Does it have to go through this economic systematic setup to where it has to be in a store? Or does it mean, can I do it under the table? What are they really getting at? It says, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And now I went to this. I asked Google. I said, "Can you spiritually?" I said, "When is the mark of the beast?" And they said, the MOTB is most commonly associated with a future period of time, though interpretations vary based on different theological perspectives. According to the book of Revelation, the mark will be implemented during a specific sequence of events during the Great Tribulation, the 7-year tribulation period. That's not biblical, man. Most futuristic interpretations place the implementation of the mark during the 7-year tribulation period. It has some very interesting facts that it mentioned right here. It says the midpoint milestone. Many scholars pinpoint the midpoint of this 7-year period, 3 plus 5 years in, as in the moment the mark is strictly enforced. This coincides with the Antichrist rising to global power and demanding worship. So now if you use that term Christianity or some kind of religious term for the MOTB, because if they say it's spiritual, well, it has to have a source to it. So they say, well, it's Christianity. Some of them say sin, which, it's just confusion. But let's say I go into the store and I say, well, they say, well, are you Christian or not? Because if you're a Christian, you can buy. If you're not, I'm gonna say I'm not a Christian, man. I mean, I'm gonna say Salaki. I'm gonna say I'm a Christian. Oh, okay, you're a Christian, so you're able to buy then. And we do similar we live our life similar. We are the real Christians. So I'm not lying. So if they arrest me, they like, hey, you lied, sir. I am a Christian, sir. Christian means Christ-like, which goes back to the anointed, which goes back to Mashiach, and that's who we follow. I'm not doing anything wrong. Uh, Historical past events. Some scholars argue the mark already happened in the first century, which is a lie. They believe it referred to Emperor Nero, and that's very interesting because Trump is the modern day Nero, we believe, whose name in Hebrew, gematria, as to 666, and the requirement to use Roman coinage stamped with. So what this is saying, Roman coinage stamped with his image to participate in the economy. It's a physical thing. They're saying right here, and they have to say it has to be believable because without the MOTB being physical, you don't know what it is. You don't want, Most High said he's gonna wake us up and warn us through prophets to make sure that we don't fall for it. They said to even deceive the very elect if it was possible. So if we're not going to be fooled by this and have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding to know what it is, then it has to be coined somewhere in society to this is the MOTB. Unless we in the dark. So that makes sense. A Roman coinage. And it has to do something with economics. So what is they doing today? The same Roman Empire, like the last leg of Rome here. The coinage is the C hip because that's the digital currency source. That's how everybody's gonna, buy and sell, whether you believe it or not, because the money is gonna be done away with. They already got done away with the penny. Symbolic, ongoing. It says others view it as a symbolic representation of any system that demands ultimate allegiance to a human authority over God. What is it? How are they gonna put that that order of allegiance out? Because if it goes into martial law, which it will be, they're gonna be like, okay, well, anybody, they basically got to claim that they're the beast, and this is what we're gonna do, and you gotta get with the order of the elites, which and or else, they gotta proclaim that they're against the Most High, directly against the Most High in the scriptures, and they're gonna, against the prophets and against the prophecies and everything about the Most High, and they say, well, here it is, and they're gonna put it out there. So when they put it out there, and everybody and the whole world has to abide by this demand of allegiance to their power, what's gonna show that you are an alliance with their powers? Because and that's going into your identity, and everybody, if you got to show forth an identity to identify you as ally with the system, it has to be a physical thing, man. That's why you have everything. Since you were born, it been physical. Any ties that you have with this world in America, as when you were born to when you were older, it was always some physical thing. It was your birth certificate when you were born, and then you have to get your ID and your social security card. You have to then you have to get money, physical money to buy and sell. And then and you've been operating by that way by the system ever since you were born. It says key characteristics identified in Scripture placed on the right hand or forehead, essential for anyone wishing to buy or sell goods. So, like I said, when you want to buy or sell goods, you have to go to a physical store to buy it or have to talk to somebody physically. If you want to buy bread from somebody or food or water, or food or whatever from somebody, they had to get it from somewhere. So it's a physical thing, man. Signifies a person's allegiance to the beast, a world leader, and a rejection of the Most High. So, like I said, you can't use that Christian thing because we are Christians. But they couldn't determine, that wouldn't be determined that you're with the system or not, because it's too uh, 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 the freedom. Well, let's say they broke that down and say, well, yeah, it's no more freedom, it's no more liberty. We the laws, we the martial laws out now, here now, and it's too many people in here of different religions and different backgrounds for them to say that would mean they have to go around and gather everybody up and take them out of the U.S. that's not down with Christianity or not down with the system. So how are they going to determine those people? How are they going to find those people? Because if it's by word of mouth, you could say at any time, like, yeah, I'm with the system, and then run away and hide and go somewhere else. And then next time you get stopped by the authorities, you do the same thing. Well, they got a thing called new ID. Let's say, okay, well, yeah, the M.O.T.B, that's spiritual, but you still have to have your physical ID. So what does the physical ID entail? What if they, require you to have an ID and it's the C-hip? They could do that, and they're going to do that. Uh, I think I'm gonna do a second part. Uh, and it says all things are manifest. Um, so you get it on your right hand or in their forehead. So the you have the beast in your mind. You operating like the beast. You do what they do. Negroes been doing that all. They don't need. It don't need to be martial law for niggas to do that. They already doing that. They don't have to cause small or great, rich or poor, free or bond of these Negroes and Latino Native Americans to receive a mark in their right hand. They already doing what the system wants them to do. So now you have to point out that, well, we're talking about the elect. It's talking about certain men. That's the elect. Now, if you're talking about the elect, then you change the story. You change the wave. Now we're getting somewhere. If you're talking about the elect only. So, anyway, that's I want to do a second part because I want to explain more, but hopefully it's edifying so far. Shalom.